All
Hey,
right.
Floppy, how you doing?
I'm good, man. Good morning.
How amazing is that trailer, right?
Yeah. I've seen that. Yeah, I've seen it several times. Yeah, every time they release a new little video, I watch it. I mean, it's wild. The
I've
graphics
seen it,
are,
but every time I see it, I'm just
yeah,
amazed at like the graphics and like, I was I
yeah,
was saying to you right before we started, I love that shot, like that overview of the world.
yeah, yeah.
It's
No,
so cool.
it's definitely hype.
Hey, well, thanks everyone for tuning in today. We got a really special guest from Delysium. This is a AAA project that we've been involved with for a couple of months now. They've been building, kind of under the radar for the most part.
Mhm.
But can we invite April in?
Hi, hello everyone. I'm April from the Delisium team. I'm happy to be here to talk more about Delisium.
Yeah,
Yeah. Happy to
are
have
you
you.
checking in from you're checking in from another world? It looks like with that background there.
Yeah. I'm in Delisium right now. The background is a screenshot image from the Delisium team.
Yeah,
Like
well,
That's
this is
keep
awesome.
your head. You're one of the vanguards.
yeah, that's one thing I like. It's like a street thing.
Yeah,
Hey,
very
well,
very like
April,
Blade Runner.
yeah, tell us give us a little bit more introduction to yourself and like what your role is at Delisium.
Yeah. I'm April from the Lithium team. I work in BD team. So if you're from like anyone from a community, or like a platform or game or anything that searching for cooperation, I'm the one you're looking for. And my personal background is I'm a huge gamer. I own like over 2,000 games on Steam
Wow.
and Switch and all the platforms. But like I'm still terrible at shooting games. That's one part of the lithium. But I think it's fine. We'll have like AI deal with maybe. Yeah. And I used to be a software engineer before joining the lithium, and I decided not to code. And um, but like I worked on machine learning, so the idea of meta being living in the world of the digital world of the lithium like fascinated me so much. So I like the idea of like AI come alive in the future digital world.
Cool. Hey, I gotta follow up on that. So you're bad at shooters. Like Johnson and I started playing Valorant a little bit. I don't know how much you've played, Johnson, but I've dabbled a little bit, and I'm getting a little better, getting better at those headshots. But yeah, still hard.
It takes
No.
practice.
What's your favorite game on Steam?
I,
What's the game that's got the most hours?
Take most hours. I play like I like Cyberpunk 2077. I like the
Right.
background story of like our Cyberpunk. Like the Lithium is also one of them.
Nice,
Um,
nice.
yeah. We are like a Eastern Cyberpunk theme.
Yeah.
Um, it's like the background of like human being found a new world in a digital world, and they start building in it.
Yeah. Wait, so people unfamiliar with, so like, yeah, I'm sure we have listeners that are sort of unfamiliar with Delisium. So like, yeah, sort of give us like the full background story of what you're building and like what style game it's going to be and everything.
Mhm.
Yeah.
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 So Delisium is the game we're building. We call ourselves triple A, first AAA playable blockchain game, and it's a MMORPG role playing game, and first person and third person shooting, and the background story is like the cyberpunk. And if you're like a traditional game player, you may be familiar with the first gameplay version we're releasing is battle royale mode. If you're familiar with like PUBG
Mhm.
or like uh,
Fortnite.
yeah, Fortnite,
Yeah.
those kind of games, we are releasing as the first gameplay of it. Like people fight within the circle. As you seen in the trailer, there's like a thick wall,
Hmm.
like a city within the wall, and outside of it, it's all empty. So
Hmm.
that circle we call it the central city. That's what like the first group of people goes into the Delisium world and build that gameplay and build that. So we'll play within the circle first, and in the future we will expand more and outer lands, and there will be user generated content on the outer lands and everything. That will be the like in the next year or so.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, I mean, a lot of these projects, yeah, there's big AAA ones. You've got to sort of roll out different aspects of the game to keep your audience happy. Yeah. So, do we have some gameplay footage?
Yeah, I think this is April. Let's show a little bit of the gameplay because it's a great opportunity just to jump right into it. Yeah, it's just got such a cool feel, right? It's like
just a sneak peek of like how the scene is like, how the graphics like.
Yeah. No, it looks like there's some interesting like angles you can get your character like hanging from wires and up on the side of buildings, so you can like surprise your enemies. This is good that I'm playing the Valorant because I feel like it's gonna be preparing me for that.
Yeah.
So like April, like someone seeing this for the first time, like we know that the full game is not released yet, but in terms of like a new like gamer wanting to start playing this, what kind of like what's needed to start to play?
So now we are in pre-A tests. They're by invitations for our partners, and we invite like a small group of people. But our alpha test will release like in the near future, next month or so.
Nice.
We'll have a larger group of people will be able to enter, and we'll say we already have our first batch of NFTs released. They are like posters and the weapons, and we'll say poster holders will have privilege to enter the alpha test earlier than others, and after the public release, that will be a free to play game. There'll be 2 play mode, free to play, and the other is play with battle pass. So if you play with the battle pass, there will be like goes to a leaderboard, and they'll have ranking and reward and everything. But there's like nothing's required to like play the game.
And then if you're playing free to play, could you develop your character enough and find actual assets in the game to like sell marketplace and earn? Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah.
One thing, April, like, is the game designed to be played because of the graphics? It's not able to be played on a mobile device, correct?
Like now, like we are like targeting like the top notch like traditional games like PUBG or Apex you mentioned. Those are like have very high spec requirements for like PCs and graphic cards and everything. Now, for our testing, it also requires like similar requirements like those. But we're also doing a cloud gaming version that you can play on the web. And the web connect a website connect to our server. That will come in the future, and if that works, you can play on like any PC or MacBook or even cell phones. Yeah, that will be possible in the future. We want as more people as possible to like be able to play the game.
Nice. Yeah, you guys building on like Unreal, one of the Unreal engines, or what are you building?
Yeah, we are building on Unreal it was 4, and now we are
No,
like
5.
migrating to 5 because it has a better support on user editor stuff.
Yeah.
We are building, we'll have user be able to edit user editors on weapons, cyber bodies, meta beings, and in the future build on freelance. Yeah, we're
Nice.
using Unreal.
So in that little gameplay trailer we just saw, it said, you know, it was talking about the Rangers. So can you tell us a little bit about like Chapter 1, the Rangers?
Yeah, that's a background story. So we have a group of warriors. We call them Rangers. Entered this digital world with technology developed with digital equipment. They found this world we call it Delysium. So before they found Delysium, we saw the digital world would be like all black, all codes, zeros, ones, and no graphics. But like they found Delysium because like Delysium is formed by decentralized Delisium. So that's a word they found. And they found their like land, skies, and everything, and their resources, unlimited resources to build in. So in that virtual world, they are able to build anything they want, and there will be no physical loads and limitations in that world. So that's our like background story, as you said, like first chapter says.
Cool,
Awesome.
cool.
So April, we have a lot of our gamers from Game Street listening tonight. We're going to be giving out like 2 codes to them like during the broadcast. So I'm going to go ahead right now and drop the first secret code for the night or for the day, wherever you guys are in the world. So code number 1 for today is Delisium, obviously in honor of in April and of our guest today. And you guys also, if you're not following Delisium on social, on their outlets, and you're watching this in a recording, below we're going to be putting all of the links to their social media. Also, if you're watching PathDAO YouTube channel for the first time, please subscribe. Floppy, we're getting close to 1,000 subscribers now. So
we are, yeah.
Yeah, we need that last little push to get over 1K. But code number 1, Delisium, and we'll be giving out a different code a little bit later on in the production. But April, I want to just talk for a second, like AAA, right? Like visually, like you can see the difference, the amazing graphics that you guys have. But like, what exactly does it take for a game to be called AAA versus like AA, for example?
Well, we won't call a game like AA, and there isn't like all agreed rules for what's AAA. So AAA like is like the top games in the game industry, and that's our target. We are like confident to say that because we've been developing the game like for over a year and a half. On all the in-game models, game engines, and everything. We have a development team over 70 people. Did it for like over 1.5 years. You can see how delicate the models are and the character in the game. And we have the like a long roadmap for the future 1 or 2 years. Now it's like for now it's a battle royale game, but later on we'll have a storyline happens within the central city, so you can interact with the meta beings character in the city, the AIs, and in the further future, like next year, there will be outer lands open to players, owners to edit and everything. So there's a long roadmap that we have to develop. We already did it for like over a year, and there's like a year or 2 in the future to do it. So we will be confident to say it will be a AAA game.
Now, when you were saying outer lands, April, is that like, so that's outside that city wall?
Yeah. Delisium is the word we just found, like humankind just found. So the central city is just the first piece of land that we build that have content on it. There are buildings, some meta beings living in it, like in my background. That's all within the circle, the central city. But other than the central city, there are like free blank lands. There's nothing on it yet. There's left to like a player to join to build.
Very
Cool. Yeah. So that's where like the RPG elements will come in once you sort of get outside the walls, right?
Yeah,
Interact
yeah,
with all the
yeah. That's the storyline we're looking for.
Very cool. Interact with all the AI that you're super excited about that you're building.
Yeah, we wanted to make it like a large story, a large game, form of three parts. One is we the producer write the game, made what's required, like the central city we built. That's the first part. The second part is user generated. It's AI generated content. We have AI meta beings walking around, and they will say things, do things in the city. And the third part will be user generated content, because like if there's only like producer and a game maker that makes the game, they'll be consumed very fast, like GTA 5 or PUBG, not PUBG, like I don't know, Cyberpunk 2077. They're like at most 100, like 50 to 100 hours to like play through like everything in it.
Right. Yeah. That's
So
what makes the game what makes a game like RPG special is like, the endless amount of interactions you have with real people.
yeah,
And then
that's what we want.
Yeah, that's awesome. So can you talk about like the studio a little bit more, like so the studio is called Kurosemi. Am I saying that right?
Yeah.
Kurosemi. So how did you guys meet, and like how did you like come up with the idea for this game, and like tell us just a little background on that process?
Yeah, as I mentioned, we've been making the game for like over a year and a half. And our producers and our directors all came from, our director came from Riot Game, and our producer made like a traditional triple game for like over 10 years on the engines. And they decided to make the Delisium game like this, and we also met like our CEO, and we wanted to make it the game story idea fits like crypto and Web3 idea so much that we want to make everything on chain, and fits it more on crypto content. So so we like joined together and decided to make it like Delisium.
Yeah. Awesome. No, I love it. I mean, the enthusiasm of like these real big time developer people that have worked at these big studios are coming over to crypto and blockchain gaming. And you're like, this is, I mean, it's happening. I mean, everybody like, it's just really cool to see. Yeah.
Yeah,
well, you can see just the project. I mean, look, it's amazing when you see those trailers, when you see that footage. I mean, it's really, you can tell you guys are really building something special.
Yeah.
So like about the art, like you've touched on it a little bit. Can you go a little bit more into like the inspiration? Like obviously, like you have I think you mentioned like 70 or 100 people. Like how long does it take like to develop like a project of like this quality?
It's like for the past a year and a half, it's all been like doing the in-game model and in-game assets, buildings, and everything. And in the future, so almost like for this long time, they'll all be building the in-game assets and everything. So it takes like 70 people for over a year to build like delicate scenes like this. Only within the central city. Without this, other than central city, that would on players.
And so like, like there are some other triple games out there, right? Like Illuvium and Big Time, for example, that have had to like push back like their timelines. Like because you guys have been building kind of like in stealth mode, like do you feel like you're like how are you doing on your projected like roadmap in terms of timing?
Our roadmap is we actually did a lot more than we are presented. Like now, only like hundreds or thousands players join our pre-alpha test, but our game is already playable. As you've seen in the trailer, they're like all the shooting or the scenes, the buildings, they're already they're very playable. And for the roadmap, we have like a large roadmap from the past year to the next 1 or 2 years. So we don't have like a very tight roadmap that we can't like really meet. So I'll say we will be confident on the timing, and we actually already did a lot, did more than we presented.
So no delays, which is pretty cool.
Kid, I mean, it's cool that you guys are like releasing little aspects of the game, like you're doing, you know, like the battle royale first, and then you're gonna get into the broader like RPG elements, which probably take a heck of a lot more time to build all the assets and everything. So yeah, it sounds like you're doing it the smart way.
Yeah, actually, in the development side, we are already pretty ahead, I'll say.
Yeah, that's great. All right. Hey, so can we talk a little bit about the marketplace? Like how, like, what is it used for? Like, you're going to buy in-game assets, sell in-game assets. Will you be able to access the marketplace from within the game, or will it be kind of separate on the website, or how's it going to work?
Okay. Our marketplace is actually already on Delysium.com. There's a tab goes to marketplace, and we already have our first batch, the posters. That's not the in-game assets, but we already have, and we have our weapons. Some of the weapons already released, and they are like already able to see in on the marketplace on our official website. So that will not be in the building in the game. It's a little bit like the marketplace is separated from the game on the website.
Yeah. Okay.
And it's already up, and you can see the inventory and the selling and the upcoming stuff.
So like in the marketplace right now, you can see, like, for example, some of the weapons. But in the future, there's going to be like cyber bodies, suits. Can you talk more about like the additional stuff that's going to be in the marketplace, and kind of when people can expect that?
Sure. Now we have weapons on the marketplace, but they're not all out yet. They're only common ones. Rare ones are coming later. And we can see all the skins. The graphics are different on the weapons, on the rifles, and there will be different kinds of weapons. And in the future, there will be suits that character wears, and maybe I won't say exact dates, but I can tell you what could be expected, like suits and cyber bodies, and also battle pass to enter the paid game mode other than free game mode. And in the further future, there will be buildings within the central city, and in the like longer further future, there will be lands outside lands that will be sold, also be NFTs.
Cool.
What's the idea behind the lands? Like is that some unreleased alpha? I don't think I've heard about the lands before.
The lands will be like in a year or two. That will be in further future. The meta beings and the cyber bodies and the buildings will come like stage by stage.
Interesting. Very cool.
So I want to go back a little bit to the timeline. I know you've talked about it a little bit, but like, so yeah, tell us sort of like be more precise about like where it is currently, and then like when, like, will there be an open beta released, and then when will people actually be like playing this battle royale game, the first thing that you're gonna launch? When's like are the people listening? When can we dive in and start playing?
Yeah. Now we are in pre-alpha test. They're like pretty private. You can find out how to play it in our community, but most of them are our partners that's playing it. And starting next month, we'll start our alpha test. We will invite more from the community and from players to try out the game. Like starting next month's alpha alpha test, and we'll say poster holders will have the like earlier access, better chance than others to have the first hands to play the game, and we can expect it in the next month, and we'll see how it goes in the future.
Okay. All right. Yeah, tell us everything. But I like it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's really cool that people are actually playing this game now and like, working out bugs and figuring stuff out. So, I mean, you have an
Yeah,
actual
we
game.
want
Yeah.
to build with our partners and communities.
Yeah.
We now in the pre-alpha test, we open each weekend, and we fix bugs and take feedbacks every week. So we are doing very high pace.
That's great.
Like, yeah.
We're getting some good info, Floppy, from April.
We are. I like it. We haven't even gotten to our alpha question, and we're already getting some juicy stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, some juicy stuff here. Hey, do we want to give the second secret code now?
Yeah, but you're gonna have to do it. I'm not
You
even.
know
I don't know.
it's a secret code for that reason.
They're not even telling me anymore.
Yeah. Hey guys, so if you're just tuning in here now and watching this recording, we're about to give the second code for Game Street, but it's important to make sure to follow the PathDAO YouTube channel. Also, if you look below in the recording, you're going to see links to Delisium. Check them out on Discord. We showed some videos today. Those are on their YouTube channel, but go into their Discord. You can see some really cool like screenshots, some examples like from the game. So even if we don't have like super top secret access like April does, you can go into the Discord and you can get like a good taste of it. So very appropriately, the second code for tonight for Game Street is going to be fun to play. I think that sums up what you guys are really targeting and what you're building, right, April?
Yeah. Not only play to earn like most crypto Web3 games, but also play for fun.
Yeah. It's important for play for fun for Floppy because he doesn't usually win a lot. So
hey. Oh, brutal. Yeah.
But April, I saw some stuff about boot camp. What is boot camp? Can you explain that to us?
Boot camp is we use boot camp as if there's some artists or we'll say developers in the player community, they will be able to customize their belongings a lot. Like they will be able to add the weapons, cyber bodies, and in the future build on the lands. So we call it bootcamp, as they can use game editors to edit their assets and build their own.
Oh, cool. Yeah, so I'm curious about like where you're going to be building like servers and hosting servers, like what in the roadmap, like what like areas are you targeting first? Like, will there be, US? Will there be like where you are in Shanghai, obviously? And
well, now we already have many servers around the world, and we don't target a specific market or whatever. We'll see where the players are, and we'll see where the curve goes, and we'll it's like easy to start servers like everywhere. We'll go with the players.
Yeah, and you already kind of have an idea from maybe your Discord, like how many people are from what regions and all that. Yeah, okay, nice. Just curious, just make sure there's one in California.
April, just from talking with your team the last couple months in the Telegram chats, meeting actually some of your team members in person when we were in Florida, can you talk a little bit about it's a very international project. Obviously, you're based in China, as you mentioned earlier when we were talking. But yeah, can you just talk a little bit about the diversity behind the team that's building the project?
Yeah, sure. Our murder company, RCTAI, started in Silicon Valley, incubated from Y Combinators like 3 years ago or so, and later they came back to they came to China and start the development team. Our main development team is based in Beijing, and we have our group all over the world in LA. We have an office in LA. We have colleagues in Vietnam and Europe. We have like colleagues. We are pretty decentralized, working distributed around.
It's very cool. So we one of the things some of the community members wanted to ask about, I know also our team members, but like any community like play tests for us, like PvP, like any sort of like 5v5 like battle royales or anything?
Yeah, now it's the battle royale mode, and we have all the shooting and everything able to play. It'll be fun to have like a group versus group. Now it's only like one play by themselves, and there will be battle royale. The one live till the last will be the winner. But yeah, that sounds very interesting to have like five versus five, those kind of games. Yeah, that's a interesting idea we can discuss. We can look into in the future.
Mm-hmm.
Do some inter team competitions, Floppy, or even some
that really sounds fun. We should do that.
We do some live streaming like in-person events, April. So like in the future, that would be a really cool thing for PathDAO and Delysium to collaborate on. We've hosted a couple of like actual watch parties at our office in Kuala Lumpur, and Floppy, we get like a California 5 versus the Southeast Asia 5 or something.
Yeah, make an esport team or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, what's cool about like all the guilds though, I mean, you already have these like teams already set up, you know? So it's like, I think in the future, there's gonna be a lot of like guild v guild, you know, and people are gonna be tuning in to like see what, you know, like, you know, all guilds are always like, oh, it's about not, you know, we have this many gamers, but like, then pretty soon we'll be able to be like, wow, who are the best gamers, you know, like who's got the best. I know it's gonna be really cool in the future to see.
Well, the truth is PathDAO has the best, but we also have the most passionate. So it's pretty funny watching right now, even in the comments section, people saying, oh, raid the Delisium Discord, do this. So April, hopefully, you know, following this, you guys will also see the enthusiasm that not only like we have for your project, but, you know, our whole community has.
Yeah. We'd like to invite all your team members to our games, to our game tests. And yeah, we'd like to build together with the community, take all the suggestions, develop probably by next week.
You know, Floppy, April seems so nice and friendly, but you heard earlier what it was like 2,000 games.
I know, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
I think we need her on our team.
But April did mention she's not the best at first person shooters though. So
yeah, worse at shooting.
I think she's just hiding.
Yeah, probably.
Terrible at using mouse. I like controllers better.
Oh yeah. Do we have any? Should we like look into the comments for some questions? Haven't seen. Yeah, I guess if anybody's got some questions in the comments, please drop them, and we'll get to a couple. Right?
I think I know you always like to ask the big question. Although April has already shared a lot with us.
Yeah, we always like to sort of get some unreleased alpha out of our guests. So, is there anything you can tell us, maybe that is not widely known that we should be excited about? Yeah.
For now, if you've seen some trailers, you can see they will be able to shoot around and maybe hang on the walls. And in our next release, there will be a new feature that is the wall is breakable. You can break the wall and break through the wall and shoot the enemies behind the wall. That will be a new feature that we haven't released, haven't have any trailers on, but we'll release in the next version. We can expect the trailer on that.
Yeah,
that's very cool. So, Delisium, let's hear the official line. It's the world's first Web3 AAA playable game.
We'll like to say that.
That's a big accomplishment.
Yeah.
That is a huge,
Yeah.
huge
Yeah, there are definitely a lot of studios and games vying for that spot, and it seems, I mean, you guys are like along the way here. Like,
what I like what
Yeah.
they've been doing, Floppy, is they've been like just building and building. You know, a lot of projects, they'll do like a huge press release, and maybe they have a 10-second trailer or something like that. It seems like Delisium, like, you know, even just from our, you know, business discussions, it's like, whoa, we can't show this yet. We can't show this yet.
Yeah.
Which I think is really cool, because again, it just shows that you guys are building. You know, obviously right now, April, like the market's down. You know, prices of everything is down, but that's not delaying your release or your project at all, correct?
No, yeah, it's actually the best time to like build and develop in when the market is not the best, and it doesn't really affect our roadmap, because like the markets is like shorter terms, like they have up and downs. We like have to build anyways. So yeah.
That's
yeah,
a good
not as much
mentality.
pressure.
What was it?
That's a really good mentality, I think, to have. You know, people wake up, though, it's the truth, April. People wake up and they say, oh my God, look at the prices, or look at this, you know. But as you're saying, like, you know, you're talking about things that are a year, 2, 3 years out. For example, you talked about like the outer world earlier and stuff. And, you know, if that's your vision, if that's your focus, then as you're saying, like these waves, like, you know, they're just part of the journey to releasing a huge project and then continuing to build that project after it's released.
Yeah, true, exactly.
Very cool. So guys, if you're tuning in late, we've already given out the 2 secret codes. So we're not going to give them out again. You got to go back. You got to watch our talk with April. She gave a lot of really cool information tonight. We got to see the trailers, Floppy. We got to see some gameplay. Anyone who's watching this, like, make sure to go in and check out the Delisium Discord. Show your support for PathDAO there also. But yeah, this is a really interesting project, and just thank you, April, for joining us.
Thanks. Stay tuned for the alpha release. You may be able to join that.
Cool.
Awesome.
More releasing soon.
Yeah,
get involved in Discord. Yeah.
Yeah, as soon as we can show more gameplay to our community, like, we're definitely going to go for that. So just so the PathDAO community knows, we'll be asking about streaming. We'll be asking about stuff so that hopefully continue to give nice teasers to our community. And then when you guys are ready to roll, like, you know, we have a large contingent of gamers that are excited to become the players, the vanguards. Cool.
Yeah, thank you for having me today.
Yeah, thanks so much, April. Again, you guys make sure to follow PathDAO on YouTube. The links for Delisium will be listed below, and appreciate everybody tuning in. Floppy, have a great day. April,
You too.
Have a good day.
Good day, good night.
Bye.